Hello, folks. It's Boone, and you know that I'm here on the Boone Show. So what I'm going to talk about today, it's not so heated as it has been the last two times I've come live. This is a little bit more calm. I was just sitting here today on my way home from work. Right now, I'm on my way to go get my daughter, and I think me and the woman are going to go with her and get something to eat too. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out. But so talking about what I was thinking about. So I was listening to this song by Megadeth on my way home. I'm a big metal guy, and the song's called "The State." Oh man, what was it? I can't remember the name now. Son of a bitch. I'm trying to think here. It's like, fuck, no, seriously, I just listened to it. Are you kidding me? It's called something State of Butt Cracks or something. Lying in State. There we fucking go. It's called Lying in State. It's a great song, heavy song. Anyway, so there's a line in there. It's most of the album is pretty political, give or take. There's a line in there where he says, "How will history portray us?" after he talks about a bunch of other stuff. And I wonder, just thinking about how, like, the libtards and the crybaby bitches of today's society, how they seem to think it's really important to change our history, to erase the fact that we had slavery, to get rid of Confederate monuments, to get rid of all the Confederate flags, to take down all the statues, pretty much just forget any of the bad stuff ever happened because we're looking to make a progressive future and all that good stuff. Now I wonder how all that's going to look in the future and how history is going to look back on people like them. And I mean, we're all going to get put into a huge group, so no matter whether you're with it or not, they're going to put you in a big group. Like, yeah, this generation or these people of this time pretty much did away with all history, so now we don't learn about any of it. I wonder if stuff like that's going to happen. Very curious to see how that works out. Because if you go to like Germany, I don't teach all the Nazi stuff in Germany. If you go to, I asked this girl I went to school with. Oh my god, this girl who plays on our Minecraft server who lives in the UK. I asked her if she knew what the Revolutionary War was, because obviously the British played a huge part in that, and they never talked about it in school. Which it might not be a big chapter, but maybe talk about it. It's a big part of history. It's like the UK. They don't want their citizens to know that the UK, the fucking British, used to be huge fucking dictators and pricks running around the world trying to take everyone's fucking properties and lands and rule them, whatever, blah blah blah. But I just wonder how we're going to be portrayed by future kids and adults, in 100 years, 200 years, how things are going to change. It makes me sick to think about the fact that there was some people at this college, I think I talked about it on the show a couple weeks ago, that they saw, was it Thomas Jefferson? Andrew Jackson? One of the two. Somebody important, one of the founding, I'm pretty sure it was Thomas Jefferson or something like that, one of the founding fathers. They wanted his statue removed from their campus because, he had slaves and this and that. And it's like, well, dude, slavery was kind of a thing back then. You can't really escape that. It was the normal way of life, Not everyone agreed with it, but people had slaves, and, what are you going to do? It was part of American history. We eventually fought to get rid of it, and we did get rid of it, and now we don't have slaves anymore. So to sit here and try to get rid of all of the history that we've created since the beginning of America and the Revolutionary War, when we won that, starting from then all the way till now you're going to try to erase what's happened between then and now because you don't agree with the history or you don't like what had happened. Well, that's a damn shame, because it's not just about you. And I feel like it's a minority group of people that don't like that stuff. but they're so loud about their stupid bullshit. Everyone hears them, and they have no way to combat except for just do what they say. Try to make them happy, because we got all these crybaby little bitches that are fucking running around crying for mommy, crying for daddy, telling them they need a hug because they're offended or they're upset. It's just all disgusting. It pisses me off to a point where I can't even tell you. And it's just, I don't even know, man. I'm disgusted with it. People need to fucking grow up. Like I said, I wonder how our history is going to be perceived in 200 years, 100 to 200 years. How they're going to look back on us. I mean, I feel like I saw this video today of this guy who was sitting at a table, and these women came up to him and were calling him racist for this and that, and then the guy was asking him. He said, "Are you for all black dormitories?" And they're like, "Yeah, if that's what they want." So then the guy said, "Well, how about all white dormitories?" And they said, "Oh no, that's racist." And he's like, "Well, why isn't it racist for black people to have an all black dormitory?" He's like, "Oh, if they want it, they should get it." And that's all he kept saying. And he's like, "Well, what about all white dormitories?" He's like, "Well, this school is pretty much all white anyway." And the guy's like, "I've seen a lot of different people of color and races around here, so I don't know what you guys are talking about." And they just went on about that. And racism is created by the left, really. I mean, people say Donald Trump's racist. Well, I don't see it. Sure, is he a little rough around the edges? Of course, yeah, of course he is. But he's not racist. He hasn't had a speech where he just came out there and said the N-word or I hate black people or anything. He's done more for the African American community than any president since I don't even know when, since maybe Abraham Lincoln, because he abolished slavery. Who knows? Where am I going here? It's ridiculous because you have all these people, all these liberals saying that you can't do this, can't do that because you offend black people, and you can't do this because they're upset. Well, most of that racism is created by people who are, bringing this stuff up, and to say that, like, I remember that one time there was that thing where they were going around asking if they shouldn't, if they were asking people on the street if there should be a law where you have to have a photo ID to vote. And all the liberals said no, and a lot of them said no because a lot of black people don't have IDs. And they said that a lot of colored people don't have IDs. Well, that's racist. So the guy went around asking all African Americans if they had IDs, and none of them said no. They all had IDs. So liberals are racists, but they're afraid to be racists. So they call everyone else out for being racist, and they end up being more racist in return. And they don't see it because they're fucking stupid, and that's just the fucking way it is. I mean, what are you gonna do about it? You can't do anything about it. You fucked. They're fucked. You can't help retards. That's basically how it goes. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? There's nothing you can do. So all you can do is grit your teeth, fucking watch it all happen, because you get involved, shit's gonna hit the fan. Trust me, I've gotten plenty of arguments and stuff like that where I probably should have kept my mouth shut. And I try to do a lot better. And, it doesn't always work out, but I try to do better. But like I said, I went on live the other day. I went live on the show the other day, and I was talking about those people who are throwing garbage, swearing and yelling and trying to run my pregnant fiance off the road and all this. Like, that's unacceptable. Shit like that, like, that's not cool at all. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you vote for. I'd never do that to you. And that's just asking for repercussions. You don't hurt somebody or attempt to hurt somebody and, get away with it, in my book anyway. So that's what I feel about it. Anyway, not much else to talk about. I just kind of came on here because I was thinking about it, how is everything going to be in the future? What's our future look like? Well, how are people in 100 years, 200 years going to look back on us? My assumption is they're going to look back, hopefully, anyway. I hope that doesn't get so out of control that they fucking like what we did. I hope that in 100 years they look back and they're like, Jesus Christ, those fucking liberal idiots back then were fucking crazier than bedbugs. And I hope that it's moved forward since then. Because liberalism is a fucking cancer. It's planting a seed and it's growing, and we need to fucking kill it. We need to kill it now. Because modern day liberal politicians will ruin America. They can and they will ruin America as we know it. Anyway, that's me for the day. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. I'll talk to you guys another time. I'm out.